Come on. Go on you, go on, up you go. Right, mid-July update on plot 8 at Harlow, Honey Hill Allotments, Harlow. Everything's moving on quite well. The onions, we've had a few onions off, and these are just browning up and getting a bit bigger. These will be coming out soon. I've had a problem with this part of the plot with weeds. As quick as I'm pulling them up, they're coming back under. I've got a feeling that they're coming underneath the path here. The guy next door to me has got the same problem on his bit. He's just took that piece over just as I've taken this half of the plot over, and he has lots of problems with the weeds as well. So what I'll probably do is when the onions are done, I'll start covering back, covering all the area I've got a problem with. So I've got some spuds on here, but I've not done very well with them, to be honest. I've dug some of them up. They're very much like this, where they're quite yellow. Someone told me it might be I'm over-watering, which is possible, because I was watering on a daily basis. I've now cut that back. I watched Sean James Cameron's video, and on that he talked about, you know, not watering all the time. So taking a leaf out of his book there, and I'm holding back. We're only watering, you know, every other day now. These potatoes, they're not doing too bad, but they're not growing much. They don't seem to be thriving. They're quite small. They've been in the ground quite a while, but that might just be me, I don't know. But they're not doing well, they're not flowering yet. Tips of the leaves are starting to go brown, which isn't a good sign, I believe. So we're just going to have to see how that goes. My Brussels sprouts ain't doing too bad. I've done 2 sets of Brussels. I planted these out earlier, and they got eaten alive. Mostly, I think, in the end, it was by the slugs. So, but I've left these out. I've put some more under netting at the back there, and they're doing all right as well. But these seem to be sort of hanging on, and I've got a few Brussels on there. So I might as well just carry on with it and see how we go. Got a couple of marrows here. They're not really doing much. I've not had any flowers on them yet. They don't seem to be doing much at all. They are a bit bigger than when I put them out, but don't seem to be no flowers or anything like that yet. A couple of squashes here, which are coming up quite well. There's another one underneath all the leaves. They seem to be doing all right. A nice big one there. So I'll just keep an eye on that. Yeah, so that's about it for that. This apple tree hasn't done anything this year. Last year it had some little small yellow apples, and it hadn't been thinned out, so there was just covered in apples. And at that time I never had the plot, so as I said earlier on, this one's been badly pruned. I've got a feeling it's a full-size tree, and they've tried to cut it down because we're only allowed dwarf trees on the plot. So we'll see. I've had all my gooseberries off my gooseberry bush and made some jam out of it. Very nice too. So this is where the runner beans are, and I've got some runners on there now. They have started, you know, climbing the poles. They took a bit of encouraging. I grew some last year and they went straight up the poles. This year I've had to clip them up to get them to go up it, but they seem to have all worked out now. I only had one which didn't come out. For some reason I've got a lettuce at the bottom. I've got another lettuce over there, so I don't know if they're seeds that fell out of my pockets, I don't know. But it's odd, they're right at the foot of the canes, so I think I know the difference between a lettuce seed and a runner bean seed, but something must have slipped out there. So yeah, with regard to this leek here, it's got a pod on there, and there's the one next to it. They've all seemed to be getting them. I don't know if that means they're bolted. Do I have to pull them up now? So yeah, if you can help me on that one. As I say, all comments gratefully received. And here we have me butternut squashes. I've got some fruits come through, quite small at the moment. I've tried a different watering system this year. I think I read this on the RHS website about the roots and about being able to water right down into the roots. So I put some pots in there, and I fill them up rather than watering the leaves. Got some courgette plants here. Had quite a few off there so far, and you know, now it starts, if you don't turn up, they're as big as your feet. So yeah, I'm doing all right on those, but there's still some more I want picking by the looks of it. This is another squash there. It's a Marina di Choggia. Sorry. Yeah, this is me. Another squash, a Marina di Choggia. It has a fruit on there which you can see. Not really sure what to expect. I suppose just like all other squashes, it will just spread itself out and put out a few squashes. Just side of the scaffold bog there, I've got some Swedes closest to me and some turnips on the far side. They seem to be doing all right. I've thinned them out a bit. Swedes look like the turnips look like they could probably do with another thinning. Next to that we have some sweet peppers which I've planted. Not sure how we're going to get on with them. I've never grown them outside and no one up here grows them outside, so I don't really know if I'm doing the right thing, so we'll just have to see. This is me super squash. My boy got them for the novelty factor. It's supposed to produce these huge squashes. It looks like I've got a fruit on there now, so but yeah, so I've got that. It's the boy's given up his plot because of his work, so we've taken that over, try and keep on top of that. We've paid up for the year, so we might as well keep it. So so I thought I had one seed left. I thought I'd plant it here and see how we get on. And it's like my dog's just looking at my large squash on the other side. I think he thought it was a ball, didn't you, eh? Just sort of dig a hole and throw the ball, dig a hole and throw the ball. Anyway, and there's me rhubarb, which has really come on. We harvested it in April, and I thought that would be it, but we're doing quite well. There's plenty of stalks on there, so it feels quite good as well. So we'll have another harvest. So the missus will be cooking again soon. This is me gooseberry. I planted this last year. There's quite a bit of fruit of it, and it's still coming. I've got to pull this lot off. They're not like gooseberries to taste. They're quite sweet, so I'm quite pleased about that. But they're quite small as well. They're not like the normal size of a gooseberry. And here I've got some cucumbers and some gherkins, and just over the back there we've got some cucamelons, which don't seem to be doing too bad. I've just let them get on with it. I saw a YouTube video from someone who said just leave them to get on with it, and that's what I've done. And so I've got some fruit on this outside one. I've also got one in the greenhouse which has got plenty of fruit on it. I actually had one off it the other day. And my gherkins producing quite a bit at the moment. I've already had a few and I've started pickling my gherkins. And there's a load more to come, so I'm probably going to run out of jars actually to pickle them in. But we'll see. There's me Japanese spinach, which I've only just put out here, so I think it's struggling a little bit. I'll give it a good watering tonight and see how we get on. There's my bottom cage. Quite a bit going on in there. I've got some kale which has grown. It hasn't really grown very tall. It's quite low down, but I'll have some leaves off of that because that's ready now. I've got some red cabbages and some white cabbages at the back there. Then up the centre here, I'm embarrassed to say it, but I'm not actually too sure what I've got here. This is me and my confusing the seeds from time to time. So I'm just going to let it grow and see what comes up. Whatever it comes up, it will be eaten, so I'm not too worried. But this is the next job for weeding. The weeds have really come on in this net in here. And then down the front here, some spuds, which I think were left over. I've probably left a spud in. I grew some spuds here last year. I think I've left a spud in there. These have probably done the best out of everything on the plot. But I wouldn't have planted a potato right there. But it's come up, and I'm going to leave it and see what comes out. I've got a little lettuce behind it, 3 cauliflowers, and then the rest down the bottom are Brussels again. So, and the Brussels are doing quite well. I've got a celeriac buried in there, as you can probably just make out, next to the cow. And 3 celeriacs planted there, and they're getting quite fat, so, you know, should be able to get some up of that. Next to the celeriac we have some corn, sweet corn, and it's all sort of coming on. I don't know how that sort of works, whether this will be the corn or what happens, but whether it's any good I don't know. The guy next to me, Noel, as you can see, this is most of what he grows. Corn, onions and squashes, and that's all he grows really. and he's got the plot up the top there, which is completely netted over, so he doesn't get any problems with pests. But you'll probably see at the back of it there's some corn coming up there again. So like I say, he loves his corn. It's not sweet corn, it's like maize. It's like what he calls a white corn. Some cabbages in the cage there. I've planted some more, but I've not had a lot of luck down here. I have seen some shoots coming up, so I may do all right on them. Second patch of onions, they're coming up all right. I planted them later than the ones at the top end, but these are coming up quite nicely, so it's just starting to push through now. And some more corn there, but this stuff hasn't grown down the bottom. And they were from two different batches, so I don't know if there's anything different about these ones. I'll walk you around to the greenhouse. What I've got here is a big patch of carrots, some parsnips, horseradish, my beetroots. I've got to tidy that lot up there. I've got some Swedes under there, and I've got to clear this lot up, and that'll be alright. Then I've got some lemon balm and some chives, that's got to be weeded. There's my blueberry bush. Right, and there's the greenhouse. As you see, it's been quite warm today. It's cooling down nicely though. Highest 48.9, currently 27 degrees, and overnight it went down to 14 in here. So yeah, I have to put plenty of water in here because they do wilt pretty quickly. There's some tomato plants I've got there, which I've somehow found myself short of tomatoes. I've got some at home, one in here, and I'm going to plant some outside just to see how they get on, because normally they get blight up here apparently, but I've not tried it myself, so I'll give that a go. There's a grapevine which I'm going to dig into the ground at the bottom of the shed there, and I'm going to do it like Blue Star Dave's and just have it growing up the back of the greenhouse and across the top. Give that a go. There's some peppers. These are very dry at the moment. I think they need a good watering today, so I don't know if I've lost that. It's really quite withered, so I'll top them up today. And this is me a rather melon, this one here, and it's just seemed to be going on. I've got some fruit on it. One of the guys up here said best to grow it in the greenhouse because of the, they don't do very well outside. I've allowed it to grow up through my shelves, the wire shelves, so I should be able to support some of the fruit that way when it comes up. What you can see growing all over it is my Cucamelons, and they're coming on really well. They just seem to be putting fruit on every couple of inches. There's one right there. It's got a little while to go before that's ready. I did have one the other day which was come on, focus. It's not going to do it. Yeah, I did have one the other day that I've tried. They're quite nice. I don't think it was completely ready yet, but you can probably see one in there which is coming up there. Come on, focus. Yeah, see, so that's about an inch long now, that one. Probably needs to just grow a little bit more. But I think it was Claire's allotment said about the Cucamelons, just let them go wild and you'll be alright. And they certainly are. There's lots and lots of fruit on it. And they start off really tiny. Wherever you see a flower, let me try and get that one for you. Oh, there we are, got it. There's a little one there. Couple of centimetres long, well, about a centimetre long, but it's coming along. I've got loads of them. And here's my tomato plant, plenty on it, but again that needs some water. It's getting quite withered, so yes, so I've cut back now to watering sort of twice or three times a week, and I'll just see how that go. All the logic, all the stories people tell me, all seems to make sense about the roots and that. So obviously I've been doing it too often. So yeah, that's about it. Oh, So spring onions here. I just bought, they were throwing them away at the garden centre, like I think it was 50 pence each or something, or 50 pence for two, so I thought I might as well grab them and find them at home. So I'm going to plant them out on the plot as well. So jalapeno behind it. I think that's about it. I think you've got it all. Yeah, so it's been good. It's nice at this point where stuff starts coming up. Yeah, it's nice at this point when stuff starts coming up. You know, it makes you feel like actually this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So yeah, but as usual, get most of my help from the YouTube channels, and long may that continue. It's a fantastic resource. But yeah, so I think that will do us until next month. I don't know what will be going on next month. We should imagine my cabbages will be, I'll have hearts in my cabbages. I should find out what the stuff in the middle of the my netting is by then, unless someone watching the video can tell me what it is. But I should know what that is by then, because it will have decided what it's going to do. Not sure if it's broccoli, really don't know. They're definitely not, I don't think they're Brussels, they're not cabbages, so I really don't know, so we'll just have to see on that one. Yeah, so quite happy with the way things are going at the moment. As I say, I've got myself lumbered with my boy's plot down the end there now. His job's changed and he don't finish work until 8 o'clock at night. He works in an operating theatre, so can't really do much about that. He can't really find the time to get up here, so we've paid up for the year, so we'll just carry on with it. Thanks for watching. As I said, all comments gratefully received.